Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young man named Leo. Leo was known for his sharp mind and quick wit, but he often struggled when faced with challenges. Whenever something was difficult, he would say, "I can't do this. It's just not for me." His friends and family noticed this pattern, and though they encouraged him, Leo remained convinced that his abilities were fixed, that he was either good at something or he wasn't. One day, an old philosopher named Marcus arrived in the village. Marcus had traveled far and wide, studying the minds of great thinkers and observing how people grew and changed over time. He had a reputation for helping people see their potential in new ways. When Leo heard about Marcus, he decided to seek his advice. He approached the philosopher and said, "I want to be better, but every time I fail, I feel like giving up. How can I change this?" Marcus smiled and replied, "The first step is understanding that your mind is not fixed. It can grow, just like a muscle. This is what we call a growth mindset." Leo frowned. "What does that mean?" he asked. Marcus sat down on a large stone and gestured for Leo to join him. "Imagine two seeds," Marcus began. "One is planted in good soil, watered and given sunlight. The other is left on dry, hard ground. Which one do you think will grow?" Leo thought for a moment. "The one in good soil, of course." Marcus nodded. "Your mind is like that seed. If you believe it can grow, and you nurture it with effort and learning, it will. But if you believe it cannot change, it will remain stuck, just like the seed on dry ground." Leo was intrigued, but still doubtful. "But what if I try and still fail?" Marcus chuckled. "Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. Think of a baby learning to walk. Does it give up after falling the first time? No. It keeps trying until it succeeds. Failure is just feedback. It tells you what to adjust, not that you should quit." Over the next few weeks, Marcus taught Leo the principles of a growth mindset. He explained that intelligence and talent are not fixed traits but qualities that can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. He showed Leo how to replace limiting thoughts like "I can't do this" with "I can't do this yet." One day, Marcus gave Leo a difficult puzzle to solve. At first, Leo felt frustrated and wanted to give up. But then he remembered Marcus's words. He took a deep breath and told himself, "This is hard, but I can learn from it." He kept trying, adjusting his approach each time he failed. Hours later, he finally solved the puzzle. The sense of accomplishment he felt was greater than anything he had experienced before. As time passed, Leo began applying the growth mindset to every part of his life. When he struggled with a new skill, he reminded himself that practice would make him better. When he faced setbacks, he saw them as opportunities to learn rather than proof of his limitations. Slowly but surely he noticed changes, not just in his abilities, but in his confidence and happiness as well. One evening, Marcus prepared to leave the village. Leo approached him with gratitude. "You've changed my life," he said. "I used to think my abilities were set in stone, but now I see that I can always grow." Marcus placed a hand on Leo's shoulder. "Remember," he said, "the journey of growth never ends. Every challenge is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Keep nurturing your mind, and there will be no limit to what you can achieve." With those words, Marcus departed, leaving Leo with a new way of seeing the world. From that day forward, Leo embraced every difficulty not as a threat, but as an opportunity. He taught others in the village what he had learned, and soon the entire community began to flourish. Not because they had become smarter or more talented overnight, but because they had learned the most important lesson of all, that growth begins in the mind. Years later, long after Marcus had moved on to other lands, Leo became known as a wise man himself. People traveled from distant places to seek his advice, and whenever someone asked him the secret to his wisdom, he would simply smile and say, "The mind is like a garden. Tend to it with patience, effort, and belief, and it will grow beyond what you ever thought possible." And so, The story of Leo and the growth mindset spread far and wide, a timeless reminder that the greatest transformations begin not in the world around us, but within the way we think. The end.